Okay, today we're going to talk about linking and writing code for files. And what I mean by that is how you go from one page to the other inside of on your website. So let me give you an understanding of what I'm looking at here. If I have a web page right here, and I click on if I click on Raskoff classes, I actually go to a file that's an HTML file right here called raskoff_classes.html. Now each of the classes right now have a specific folder, and what I mean by that is if I click on, let's say, the web development class right here, boom, you'll notice that the address changes right here. What does it do? Well, this is the main root directory right here, raskoff.com. It goes into a folder called classes right here. Then it's looking for a folder called web development, DMIS21A, web development, and then it's looking for a file called DMIS21classes.html. So what we're looking at is the structure and how one page goes and how you link pages is what I'm trying to talk about right now. So if I hit the Raskoff classes right now, you'll notice I'll go up 2 levels. What I mean by up 2 levels is I'm going to go back to this raskoffclasses.html. So you really need to understand how the path structure works on a website, because each web page is basically a collection of files. If we look at my folder here, you'll notice the way that this folder is set up. The index page is on top, and I'm going to build this page for you right now so that you can see how to link from the top level. We'll say this is the folder top level, down to a subpage, down to even a second subpage. Okay, so and then how to go from this page that you're way down deep back to the top level. Okay, as well as how to link photos to a page. If the photos are in a folder, we need to link the photo to the main page here. How do I link the photo to the main page here? As well as graphics here. We have a background as well as an animation right here. So if we look at this page right now, you'll see it's just a basic main page, but this picture, you'll notice, was inside a folder. So how do I get this picture that you see right here onto this HTML page, even though it's inside a folder? Well, we need to designate the name of the folder is what it really comes down to. If we look at the actual page source right now, you'll see the link here, and we're going to look at the links right now. If we look at the links right now, you'll see the photo is an image, and there's src for source equals, and then in quotes, and I clicked on it. Oh, hold on. And then you see the source. Let me scroll down a little. Again, it's photos, source, quote, the name of the folder, / and the name of the file. And of course, we need to designate a width and height, and then an alt tag for the alt tag. In addition, if we look at the linking of the pages, the first one is an absolute link that starts with a HTTP that goes to Google, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the target blank, which means it opens in a new window. Next is a subpage. You'll notice it goes from a subpage to the second page, and then a subpage to another subfolder to the HTML. So you need to sort of think of the structure, and if you're organized and understand, how you go into a folder and how you go out of a folder, it's really important to learning how to do things. So let's get started again. We go down a level, go down 2 levels, go home, go back to Google. So you need to learn how to structure those. So I'm going to do it in Dreamweaver right now, and possibly do it in code in a little bit. Let's just do it in Dreamweaver first here. So I'm going to start with making an index page. So let's just make a file new HTML page, and we can use HTML5 if you like. Over here under doc type is where you can change the type of HTML you're using. Again, in Dreamweaver, I'm going to do HTML none for the layout right here, and I'm going to choose HTML5 here, and I'm going to hit create. It's going to give me a basic page right here. Let me move this out of the way here. Here's my basic page, and of course this is my main page. I'm going to give it a title, and then this is going to be the first page of the website. And of course, since we're using HTML5, we tend to highlight the text and use the H formatting for the text. And since this is the the first page of the website, we're going to use an H1, which is a heading 1, which is under Properties Format, and I'm going to use the heading 1. So those of you doing code, if you look at the code view there, you'll notice it says H1 there, okay, and H1 closing there. So it's the first page of my website. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about using and making that menu that you saw there. Now, in HTML5, we tend to use a navigational bar that's kind of pre-made in HTML5. I'm kind of going to avoid that right now so that you learn a little bit different ways of doing things. I don't want you to get stuck in doing everything in the same way that they kind of designate in HTML5. And we'll learn more about that as we go along. But I want you to kind of learn maybe what I'll call the kind of old school way of doing things, just so that you understand how to do it. Whenever you're looking at the code and things like that, and you see the ampersand here, NBSP with a colon, this means a non-breaking space, which is basically a blank space on the page. So there's a blank space right here that doesn't have anything in it. You can see the cursor blinking right there. That just means it's a non-breaking space right there. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list for my menu here. So let's just do an ordered list, and this would be go to Google. Oh. Again, I'm using a list in the properties window right now. I click the ordered list. If you were doing it by code here, you'll notice you start with an OL for an ordered list, and then an LI for a line item. So I can, if I'm doing code view, I can copy and paste this if I want. And I'm going to copy and paste it a couple times here. Oops, I want to put it on a different line. And you don't have to do it. Okay, so if you're just doing it in Design View and Dreamweaver, you could just hit the return key. So we're going to go down one level. And then this is going to go down 2 levels. Go down 2 levels. And then I think the last one was a go home. I think it was go home. Okay, so let's talk about linking. Oh, maybe we should talk about making them bullets first. So I have my list that I have right here, and then let's put our picture on. We wanted to put our photo on. So if I hit return key twice after my list there, I can then go and put the cursor, and that basically puts a P tag at the end here, or a paragraph tag. You'll see it right here, and in that paragraph tag I'll put my photo. Now my photo is located inside of my folder that is called Photos, I believe. So if I go Insert Image inside of Dreamweaver, I can then go to my Photos folder and choose my photograph and hit OK. And then it gives me a message. It says, hey, what is this? Well, it's giving me a message because I haven't saved my document yet. You'll notice that it still says Untitled Document right here. And you'll get this message in Dreamweaver if you're working in Dreamweaver, just because you haven't saved it. You can hit OK for now. It's not gonna hurt it right now, and just say no right now. You can give it a name. This is going to be photo. This is for the alternative text. And it'll put your picture there, but it's still, if you look at the messy code it wrote right now, you'll see it's giving me a big file, C drive, user, Raskoff, linking, blah, blah, blah. Has all this junk in here, and that's a major problem. So what you really want to do is before you start linking things, especially if you're doing it in Dreamweaver, you want to save your file. So if I save it, again, this is my first page here, and I'm using my linking example folder here. And my first page, again, is on the top level, so I'm going to put it at the top level of the folder, and I'm going to call it index.html here. So I'm going to call it index.html, and I'm going to hit save. And it's going to, you got this document. Oh, do I have the wrong folder selected? I don't know what's it doing here. It's giving me a hard time here. Let me see, no, I don't want that copied there. Okay. It's starting to piss me off right now. Why is it doing that to me? It should be in my folder here. There it is. I'm going to delete that. What Dreamweaver's asking me is, hey, you have a picture on there. Do you really want that picture to be next to the HTML? And I don't. I want the picture to be in here. This is new to this CS6. Again, making mistakes is important. I'm going to delete that right now. Yes, I want it to go away. So again, I'm going to make sure this picture is in the right spot. So the source here under the code view should be in photos / okay. So again, this is photos is where I want it to be. So I'm looking at the code view right now. It's under photos and then photograph JPEG, and I put it in there. I don't think that I'm going to be able to get to everything I want to do today. I really wanted to show you the menu here, but I really want to show you the linking too. So, which, you know, we just kind of made a mistake right now, and it's just because of this program I don't know why it's doing this to me. So let's do it again. I'm just gonna delete that picture, and let's just do it by hand right now. Again, the first time I did it, I went under Insert Image. Again, let's try it again. So I'm gonna put my cursor there. I'm gonna go under Insert Image. I'm gonna go to my Photos folder. Oh, see, this is going to the wrong folder. That's what the problem is. I must have saved this in the wrong window. I don't know why it's doing it to me. Let's call it Photos, and let's hit OK. And now it worked fine. It's probably because I didn't save it first. That's why I'm having all these problems that you're looking at, and these mistakes I'm making is because I haven't saved the HTML first. So again, the first thing you should do if you're using Dreamweaver or even HTML, you're hand coding it, save the file first, and then you won't have all these problems that I'm having right now. So let's talk about path structure. I'm not going to make the menu right now because that'll take me too long to do right now. So we'll do that a little bit later. So let's not make the menu right now. I really want to show you the CSS, and I know this week is all about CSS, but I want this video to be more about linking. So let's quickly make some pages and link them together. Again, if we look at the path structure for this photo right here, if I look at the code view here, you'll notice it's telling under the image, src for source equals, and then again it's going to look into the photos folder and then find the photograph and then display it on the page. And the reason why is if I look at my structure here in Dreamweaver, you'll see my index page, or we can even look at the structure on here. The index page is on the top level. The photos are inside a folder called photos, and so you need to designate that as you're building this. Okay, you need to designate that as you're building it. Here, we get it there. See, index and then photos. Okay, so let's make a couple sub pages and we'll link to those as well as to Google. In this case, I want to link to Google. First link is to Google here, so I'm going to highlight that text inside of Dreamweaver. I'm going to go to my properties window, and under where it says link, I'm going to type in HTTP, so I'm designating the protocol. So whenever you type in HTTP or designate a protocol, ://www.google.com. Then if you wanted to open in a blank or a new window, and what I mean by that is when you click on the link, you don't want them leaving your page. You want to open in a new tab. Under the target option here, we can say target new, and that'll open in a new window. So there's our first link. Now we need to make some sub pages as we go along here, so we have down one level and then down another level and then go home. Well, let's program our go home. So whenever the person's in the home button or they click here, we want them to go back to this page, the first page. So again, the first page is called index.html right here. So I'm going to go to where it says link right there, and I'm going to type in index.html, and I'm not going to use the target blank there. I'm just going to leave it like it is. Okay, so let's save this. Now, before I move on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the links in here, okay? And the reason why I'm going to put the links in here, because I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, here's a link that I wanted to go down one level, and then here's a link I want to go down 2 levels, okay? So what I want to do is I'm going to put the programming in even before I've made the pages. And how I'm going to do that is just think about it for a moment. Let me minimize this and go to my folder. What I want to do is I'm on the top level here, which is index. I want to go into the sub pages folder. See how it says sub pages right here? And inside that sub page, and let me make this a little bad. And inside the sub pages folder 2, see how it says sub pages 2, I want to put another HTML page. So I'm going to need to make 2 more HTML pages, but I want them to designate. And you can see the path up here as I'm working. So let's just make the link even before I make the page. So what I mean by that, it says, see how it says go down one level? So I'm going to highlight that text. I'm going to come over to the linking window, and I'm going to type in sub pages /, and I'm going to call this second page.html. And the reason why it's the second page is because it's going down one level. I have not made second page.html. I'm just going to remember that's what I called it. So when I make another page and I put it in the subpages folder, it knows that's what I want to do. Okay, so that's going to be that link. And then for this one, I'm going to have to go down 2 levels. So it says so I'm going to put in subpages / subpages2, and I'm going to put / and I'm going to call this third page.html. Wow, so now I have a third page.html. Okay, so again, the structure here to get to this HTML page is first we're going to go into the subpages, then we're going to go into the folder called subpages2, and then we're going to look for the file called thirdpage.html, which I haven't made yet, but we will make it. So that's kind of, you need to think about that as you're building. So I have my menu now, and it doesn't work yet because it's going to give me error messages because I haven't made these pages yet, but it will work. So let's make those pages right now. So I'm going to just save this right now, just by going under File, Save. And then let's go under File, Save As. File, Save As. Now when I go into File, Save As window, I want to save my second page inside my subpages folder right here. So if I open up my subpages folder, I'm going to call it second page in there. Second page.html. And it's going to ask me, since Dreamweaver's smart, it's going to say, do you want to update your links? And you're going to want to say yes here. And the reason why, in the second page, it's going to start saying, hey, if you're saving this file within a folder, then the link to the home page, which is the index page, needs to do what? It needs to go up a level. So to go up a level, it needs to put something at the very beginning, and that's the .. that you'll see right here. .. right there is very important. And what that does is, since we're in a subpage, to go outside a folder, you need to designate the .. So that's the most important, .. to get out of a folder. And then, so let's call this the second page. Let's leave all the links the same. Let's delete the picture here, and let's put an animation in. So I'm going to go Insert Image. I shouldn't have problems now. Insert Image, and let's go into Graphics. And let's go into animation, and let's choose my Earth spinning around. Let's call it Earth. Okay, so we have another graphic there. And let's save that again. Let's just save it again after we put all that stuff in there. And then the last page is going to be called third page, right? So I'm going to use the Save As option inside of Dreamweaver, going under File, Save As, and I'm going to go under the Subpages 2. So I'm going to open up the Subpages 2 folder. And this time we're going to call it third page, THIRD, page. Third page.html is going to be saved in the subpages 2 folder. Again, it's going to say, do you want to update your links? You're going to say, yes, I want to update my links. So this is going to be called the third page. Okay, we're almost done here. Let's change this graphic. This time I'm going to talk about linking to a graphic on the internet. I'm almost done here. I want to steal my logo, so let's go to my website here. There's Raskoff.com. Right here is a graphic. Okay, it's a graphic. It's a GIF file on my page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to say View Image. Right-click and say View Image. What that does is it opens it up in a browser, and it shows you the path. You can see the path structure to where this graphic is on my website. It looks for Raskoff.com, web images is the folder, and then the name of the file. I'm going to copy that path right here. See this path right here? I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go back to my Dreamweaver. Now, you don't necessarily have to put a graphic from a folder inside your website. You can actually take it from a web address and put it on your website. To do that, I'm going to do the Insert Image again under Insert Image in Dreamweaver. And in this case, you'll notice there's a URL down here. Okay, so I'm going to paste the URL in there, right there where it says URL in the Insert Image option. I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to ask me for, and I'm just going to call it Raskoff logo, and hit OK. what that does is it designates the graphic from the actual web address right there. So it will show up on this page, but it's actually pulling it from the internet. And if you look at the code view, you'll see it right there. You'll see that there is a path, and it starts with the HTTP and everything. So all my pages are made. Again, look at the // here. In the third page, it has to go out 2 folders, and that's why there's 2 // and then the name of the file. And the reason why is it has to go out 2 levels to get there. And then let's look at it real quick, and then we'll test it. Let's look at it real quick. Again, in the graphic here, you'll see I'm from the sub page right here, and to go out into the index page, there's a // and then if in this sub page, it needs to go out 2 levels, and each level it goes up is a // and if we test it inside of a browser here, if we test it in the browser, and let's start with the index page, so we're starting at the top level. If we start at the top level here, if we go to Google, it'll open a new tab. You see that right there. If we go down 1 level, it goes to the second page. Okay, when we go back home, // up. Then again, we go down 2 levels. Oh, that's the second page. We made a mistake there, didn't we? Wasn't that third page? Let me see here. Click. Third page. Oh, I made the third page the same as the second page. That's why. Why is my third page? Example. Let's open up that third page. Why does my third page look like my second page? Oh, there it is. Guess we haven't saved it yet. That's the problem. You need to save it. Okay, and let's go back to the internet. And let's refresh. There it is. Okay, so I didn't save it. That's why it didn't work. But you can see now it should jump around, and I will add this code to the web page.